Racism in America. The police, Obama, and Trump. Video number 4. Before we start, this is for people living in the United States. I put this in the front of all my videos that are in English because I want to help people with their student loans. I know many people think, feel, or believe that they will never pay off their student loans. Yes, they are right. They are correct. There are over 2 million people over the age of 60 that are still paying off their student loans. There is a federal law that was passed in the 80s that will get rid of all your student loans in 25 years. The link to this video is at the top of this video, in the description below, and will be at the end of this video. Many people think that Black or African American neighborhoods are not safe. People believe that my community is filled with guns, drug dealers, and the majority of Black people are poor. All of this is not true. Black or African American neighborhoods are a good place to have a family and raise children. This is South Chicago Heights, Illinois, another typical or common Black or African American neighborhood. This is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath house, with a finished basement. It cost $155,000. This neighborhood was not always a Black American neighborhood. This neighborhood is called South Chicago Heights, and it is a small area, only about 1 square mile or 1 square kilometer. In the 70s and the 80s, the people who lived in this area were all white, and this neighborhood had a pact or agreement to never sell their homes to any Black person. This agreement lasted until the mid-80s when one of the owners died, and the adult children sold the home to a Black family. Thus, the parents might be very racist, but this does not mean that the children are as racist. In the 80s, when I was in high school, I knew a girl named Debbie. Debbie was white, but her best friend was a Black girl. My ex-girlfriend named Pam. Debbie told me that her father was very racist, and Debbie was upset or angry that she had to hide from her father that Pam was Black. In college, Debbie and Pam were roommates. I knew a girl named Cassie who liked to date Black men. Cassie's mother said that she would date a Black man but would never have children with a Black man. However, Cassie's grandfather was very racist, and because Cassie dated Black men, Cassie's grandfather told Cassie that she was not his granddaughter because of it. Thus, sometimes, but not all the time, racism becomes a little less with each generation. I knew a woman named Jennifer, who had been happily married for over 30 years. Jennifer told me that her husband is a great guy and a wonderful father. Thus, she loved her husband a lot. However, she also said that her husband is a racist. Jennifer also said that her oldest adult son is not a racist, but her youngest adult son is a racist. Thus, racists are not evil people. Racists can be loving husbands, caring fathers, and will give you the shirt off their back. However, this is only if you are a white Christian. If you are a white Muslim, a white Jewish person, or a white Latino, then you might have some problem with a racist. One of the problems many racists are having is immigration. This has resulted in racists not knowing if the white person they are talking to is Muslim, Jewish, or Latino. This means that for racists, their whole world is changing, and they are losing control. What really makes the racist angry is that the younger generation is telling them that being racist is wrong. Some of the younger generation is standing up to the racist in their family, their friends, and co-workers. Thus, the racists can no longer count on the younger generation to support or cover up their racist acts. Everyone all over the world saw what happened to Mr. George Floyd, and might be wondering how could stuff like this still be happening after we elected Obama, an African American, for president. Then turn around and elect Trump, who many believe is a racist. The government in the 70s took the Trump family to court for racism in regards to housing discrimination against Black Americans. Trump's father was part of the Ku Klux Klan, which is a racist organization. There are all kinds of racism, and some are better at hiding it compared to others. I am not explaining what happened to Mr. George Floyd, because we all saw it. However, to explain why it happened, I first have to go back to slavery. During slavery, you had a group of men that could go into any state and bring back runaway slaves. Even if you were never a slave, they could kidnap or abduct you and make you a slave. These men were not the police, but they had a lot of power. They pretty much could do whatever they wanted. After slavery, these men lost their job to bring back runaway slaves, but they all got new jobs as police. It was not until the 60s or the 70s is when black men could be part of the police. Yes, they had the token black man as police officers, but they had no influence or power to change anything. Now you had police all over the United States that had policies, procedures, training, and culture that dated back to slavery. I am 58 years old, and I have lived in a lot of cities in the United States. I have black male and female friends from every part of the United States, and we have all experienced racist police and racist judges. Just because the judge is black does not mean that they are not racist towards other black people. Some of the most racist people I have met have been professional black women. However, some of the most supportive people I have met have been black women. Some black men I have met wish that they were white, or is a self-hating black person. Some say that U.S. Supreme Court Judge Clarence Thomas is a self-hating black person. This is not because he is married to a white person. It is because all of his judgments hurt black people, and other minorities. If you want to know more about self-hating black people, then see my video called Education. Are black people dumber than white people? Video number 7. Since we are almost done with this video, do not forget to subscribe and hit the like button. When it came to George Floyd, some of the police were not white, and the police chief said that the police officers did not do what they were trained to do. The problem with this statement is the fact that for the past 20 years, stuff like this has been happening to black people in Minnesota. Thus, the police chief knew things like this were taking place, and he never asked why, and never attempted to stop it. There are two kinds of training. The training they learn from books and manuals, which by law, the public can read. And, unofficial training they learn from police supervisors and other police officers in the field, which is not written down in any book. Unofficial training can have a great impact on your career and future promotions. Black people all over the United States have been complaining about the police since the 70s, and we all have been ignored or dismissed. Now, we all have cell phones with cameras, and this makes it difficult for them to dismiss us. When Obama got elected kind of proved that most of America are not racist. I think this made many Americans relax. This resulted in many of us not believing that Trump could be elected. What many of us did not understand was that when Obama got elected, this angered a lot of white racists, and they all came out to vote for Trump. Counting votes in America is not the same as it is in other countries. Hillary Clinton got 3 million more votes than Trump, but Trump got more Electoral College votes than Hillary. It is the Electoral College that picks the President of the United States. The Electoral College is a complicated system, but this is why Trump was elected. Thus, America as a nation did not pick Trump to be the President of the United States. Trump got lucky, and only became president because of a loophole in the system. The Electoral College goes back to the start of America. It was the slave states attempting to ensure that they would keep most of the power in America, and for Trump and for Bush, this worked. When Trump got elected, I was working at a major retailer, and there were white men and women that came into the store with their chests out, walking all proud, and acting as if they were top dog. Plus, I talked to other black people that worked for other major retailers, and they saw the same thing. Some of us had to tell these white people that we do not care who is president, we will still kick your ass. Meaning, that there are a lot of black lawyers that would take you to court for free. We do not have to take your racist stuff anymore. This is why Trump mostly went after people from South America, such as Mexico, because he knew black people in America now had power and influence. Plus, times have changed. There are many white Americans that will not put up with racist stuff from other white people. This is what has made the biggest difference. Racists are bullies. Thus, if you disagree, they would verbally attack you. In some situations, they would attempt to get you fired, tell lies about you at work, and therefore you could be denied promotions. Because of this, in the past, if a white person heard racist stuff from another white person, and they thought it was offensive, they would say nothing. If the white person had a racist person in their family, and you disagreed with them, would cause the racist to get angry, and they would act like you did them wrong. They would act like you did something unforgivable. They would verbally attack you until you agreed with their point of view. Many black men, when it comes to the black women in their family, have experienced the same thing or similar. Many black women have said that they are not racist, but if a black man dated a white woman will make some black women become angry. I have seen black women turn off the television station when they see a pretty white woman on that television station. Me, I do not place any limitations on my happiness. I do not care if the girl is black, white, Asian, or Latino. My requirements are 1, you are pretty, and 2, you are not too crazy. You can be crazy, just not too crazy. This has caused some problems for me with some of the women in my family. However, I do not care because I do not have to live with any of them, and I do not have to see any of them. Plus, this proves that they do not care about my happiness, they only care about what makes them happy. The only thing they should care about is if the person I am dating is a good person, and not if she is white, Asian, or Latino. Plus, I do not want people like this around me anyway, and if I had children, I especially do not want a racist around my children. If these regular white people were attempting to act all big, as if they are top dog, then you know that the racist police would be trying to do even more stuff. These are the reasons why that even with all the cell phones recording the killing of Mr. George Floyd, the police never stopped what they were doing. Racism is not logical in any kind of way. Racism is emotional, and this is why when a racist does not get their way, they get loud, angry, and try to get their way by force, or take it out on innocent people. There is a cable TV news station called Fox News. Many black people in America think that they are racists. All they do is attack, lie, and many of the explanations they provide just twist the truth. They say that once you work for Fox News that you will never be able to get a job working for any respectable news organization. Thank you for watching. Please click the like button, subscribe, leave a comment, and share this video. For all my foreign viewers, most translation software is not 100% accurate. So, sorry about any mistakes. For a free copy of my music, go to my website. Remember, my music is only background music. Right now, my music is free, but if I have to start paying for extra services, then I might have to set a price for a download. If you want to know how to create your own music, then go to my other YouTube channel and look for the word Garageband. Creating your own music is easy. I did it and I cannot play a musical instrument. If you want to know how to translate a video into other languages, then go to my other YouTube channel and look for the word translate. The links are in the description below.